Hello, pocket knife community, knife lovers, knife enthusiasts, interested viewers. Folder here. Um, I'm not. I'm not very big in the slip joint category of folding knives. Slip joints have never really been my forte, my cup of tea. But I'm starting to take notice. I'm definitely starting to take notice, especially because of modern day slip joints are much more attractive to me than, say, traditional slip joints. This is like a combination, right? This is a combination of sort of a modern day slip joint. It's got some modern attributes, but it also has the very traditional uh, attributes that you find with a slip joint. I just loved the way it looked. It just really caught my eye. The Big Knives Black Widow, as in Black Widow Spider. I love the way they did the G10 on this. Um, yeah. So let's get into it. I didn't weigh this thing. I'm not going to weigh it. It doesn't say what it weighs on the site, so I'm not going to worry about the weight. But we could talk about the rest of the dimensions. Okay. 7-inch knife, exactly. 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade. Drop point blade, 14C, 28N. Stainless steel bolsters, I love them. And I love the way they just matted up this G10 with the red in it. It just looks amazing. I got this for the looks. Very inexpensive knife. And, I just love the way it looked. I didn't even have to know anything else about it. But it is a slip joint. And slip joints, for me, technically, if you're not careful, they can be a little bit. Listen, any knife has a potential danger. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to be careful. But the slip joints tend to. Let me straighten this out a little bit. Tend to. One of the first times I handled a slip joint, I'm so used to grabbing onto a knife, a folding knife, and jimping being back here, adding pressure to the back of the blade without the blade actually being on something. And what happens with a slip joint? Well, it slips, right? So when you add pressure, it goes down because it's not a locking knife. It's not a locking knife, right? They call it the locking mechanism. The slip joint is the locking mechanism. It's basically a back lock sort of here without the locking part. Spring loaded, spring inside, which creates the walk and torque, right? That's what creates that. Walk and torque. And on this, I'm gonna tell you, it's robust. It's very robust. Um, but what makes it a traditional slip joint is it has all those qualities. A slip joint is really a two-handed tool. You're not really supposed to operate a slip joint with one hand, really. Spyderco came out with the deployment hole, um, and now we know that modern day knives have deployment holes. Slip joints, if you notice, almost just have uh, the nail nick, the little nail nick, like the you that you have to use two hands to deploy. You know, so yeah, but yeah, I love this thing. I love the look of it. I love this whole spine, the way that whole locking mechanism is just the entire spine like that. The whole stainless look about it. It just has a very robust, stout look to it. Yeah, man. BEGG Knives Black Widow. Um, yeah. So when you compare this to a modern day slip joint, um, you know, traditional slip joints a lot of times don't have a pocket clip, right? A lot of them didn't have pocket clips. Today, they're putting pocket clips on slip joints. This is the mini sheepdog. Kaiser Mini Sheepdog. It is also a non-locking knife, I should say. I wouldn't even call this a slip joint though. I would call it non-locking. All right, slip joints don't lock, but slip joints have sort of like a detent, like a stop area that they call walk and talk in the industry, and it stops at 2 points, one here and then closed. But non-locking is a little bit different. Okay, this uses a stop pin in the back, if you notice, to lock the blade in the up position, right, in the open position for use, right? That stop pin right there. And what is the it sounds like such a contradiction because it's not locking but locking because it doesn't just fall down, is there's a spring. The frame lock has a ball, right, that kind of helps it to stay in the upright position for use, but you can't put pressure on it. You know, you got jimping back here, you can't put any pressure because any pressure will cause that just to break free. You know, in reality, man, non-locking knives and slip joints are a little bit more dangerous than locking knives. It's amazing. I think in Great Britain, they don't, you know, you can't have a locking knife. It's dangerous. This is dangerous. Cut your damn fingers off. So you got to be careful, you know. If you're cutting something, applying pressure, then it's fine because the blade is on something. But if the blade isn't on anything, remember that the blade does not lock in that open position. You apply pressure and it will potentially come down on your fingers, and you don't want that. Safety first. You heard that, guys, right? Safety first. Safety is the number one. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. And like I said, so another thing, a pocket clip, non-locking, right? And a deployment hole, right? Slip joints a lot of times have the nail nick to take them out because it's a two-handed operation. Spyderco came out with the deployment hole, which makes knives one-handed operation because they have deployment holes. But these modern day, this is not really a slip joint. It's a non-locking. I keep saying that. But it has a deployment hole, so you can do a reverse flick with this. Yeah, so it's like a hybrid, right? It's like a hybrid, you know. Yeah. So I've just recently started looking into some other slip joints that I might pick up in the near future that are very, very cost friendly. First of all, the prices of slip joints are much cheaper than locking knives because they don't have any type of real locking mechanism to them. Well, that's one reason. And but anyway, there are a few out there I saw that I do like, so maybe in the coming weeks I'll pick something up. But anyway, for now, yeah, man, this is what I got. You know, this BEGG Knives Black Widow. All right, that's all I got. Take care, guys.